Vanessa, Vanessa, Vanessa. I simply can't get enough of her in this new season, and we're not going to stop today. Check out what kind of item we have here, and honestly, none of these are very impressive. I mean, this could scale up to something, but probably just take a Yeti crab, even though Honing Steel would be good early just to pump some damage up on a weapon. But we can look for some poison stuff here early, even though we have the Yeti crab. Is always good to grab as early of a Julian as possible. Wetware is so good too early, but yeah, actually we'll grab it. I'll hit a roll, and okay, I'm not even like attached to this Yeti crab in the slightest, to the point that I'd even consider getting rid of that stuff for the Treb, just because Treb can be so good at early spam. I mean, we could try some wider weapons with the Treb and then a Wetway. The problem is getting both those on board with the expanded board. Get that out of here. Let's go with the Treb and chill for a second. And then, well, I mean, what, you're every 10 seconds? Sure, we'll just keep that out there. Why the heck not? And we'll try to punch Inglia in the face. Can I beat him up regardless? I think so. Let's go ahead and try that. Then we can slow and freeze from the Yeti crab. At least a little bit of something. And we just had our video yesterday where we did Sea Dog Saloon, had a cauterizing blade. Amazing run there. Had a lot of fun with that. But before that, I checked out Toxic Flame and its new quote-unquote nerfed state, because it's still really freaking good. You can watch that video. Go to the channel page if you want to check out all the runs I've done in this season so far. But I did do a Toxic Flame build in its new nerfed state with Elemental Depth Charge and Yeti Crab, and was, you know, scaling it up kind of the usual way. Great build. Had a great tenor with that. And I don't want to do that again super quickly, but when you see Yeti Crab early, it's something you usually don't want to pass up. That being said, I'm going to look for a free item. Hopefully it's like a katana. Okay, it literally just drops me a katana. I wanted a fast weapon that I could just slap on board so we can get this trebuchet going early, and we'll just take strength and get the damage up on that Treb and the katana. And I will... This is interesting. I love B1, B2, but you only get one per run now. I don't necessarily want to go to Kina because I want more weapons on the board. So to give us our best chance of fighting here, I suppose I should just upgrade this Treb. It does get a lot of extra damage and some extra burn. And with a 2-second weapon, I wish we had like another Narwhal here would be sick, but since we don't, we'll just go ahead and shove in the Yeti Crab. I mean, Julian's only a plus 16 at an 11-second cooldown, so I'm not too crazy at trying to shove that in there in any kind of case, but we don't have the room for it anyway, so we'll just run our best case here, which is a little bit of slow, a little bit of freeze, and then some not crazy weapon spam, but oh, that's actually really scary. That's what, 30%? Yeah, he's gonna smoke us if he gets even just yeah, a little bit of crit right. That's nuts. We don't have any heals is the problem. If we had even just another small weapon, yeah, we're definitely gonna die here. That's a great start because he's stacking up seaweed too and he's getting more crit chance. So he just got super lucky with his drops this day, unlike us where we got a few good drops with these and we have a good foundation for a better day 2 and beyond build, but him getting an immediate silencer into a shiny piranha that he got to silver, and having a chum to raise the crit even more, and having a star chart, and getting right-handed, and having a seaweed for scaling heals as well. Yeah, he's in a good position there. So that's a very nice day 1. And I would like to look at Andy just to see if we could get a small weapon. And in fact, these are some really good ones. Zor can get a nice chain going here. And Corzina Crest, even though it is nerfed, is still great for a wide weapon board because we can just shove that on board and get a lot of proc showing off there. Dive weights could go Blicko here. Honest to God, I'm going to use the transform and just hit this Yeti Crab and see if I could turn it into a small weapon. A coral. Okay, I mean, I can't even use that if I want some extra heals, but for right now we're just going to use these 2 weapons and just have those kind of chain around a little bit. And I think we could take Rogue Scrapper, so we'll go ahead and do that. I mean, having the Silver Treb is a really good foundation for this day. We can level up again and get 2 more slots open, and then we can put the crest on there. It'll be really nice. I would still like kind of like a narwhal, but the pop snappers, I took those because it's extra burn, so we could charge the Zorkid more. The more we can charge the Zorkid, more we can get more haste going, more burns into the Zorkid, and kind of loot this a little bit. It's also another weapon going off, and this charges with a weapon and haste. So Zorkid is the perfect weapon to go into a trebuchet if you want to proc it as much as possible. Gold medkit, kind of dookie for our needs right now, but I mean, it sells for a decent amount. We could transform it if we want to. I'll check small and large. We could get crazy lucky. That's always interesting, especially with an orange Julian and a katana. Yeah, that's actually quite interesting. Enough to hold. Yes? Because we're on this brink where if we just hit a few more lucky drops, then we could easily start doing one weapon katana and go crazy with it. So we'll hold it for now, but we're going to put out the Corzina crest and the pop snappers here for some extra burn. And this is a pretty good day 2 build. This is kind of what I was talking about. Where I was like, we just need little improvements here. We could get a nice day 2 build with the Treb katana already with us. We'll take this. A little extra gold against these hero fights was not too bad. And then relived army, he won day 1, so a little scary there, but hopefully we can take him down. We'll see. Pigs are a tough thing early, because like with this, he's got a good pig build here. With Lumbors, luckily Lumbors isn't silver, but he is going to overheal haste if I can't hit him fast enough. Which, luckily, nope, we did hit him fast enough. Now that burn's going to keep taking him down. Ooh, nice crit there, I think that was. Beautiful. Okay, sick. That's what you're looking for. That's what I mean. Like, that's all we needed was like a little bit extra, and his Zork is the perfect thing, especially with some more burns going on. That crit was crazy 3 times, yeah. 10%, I mean, I never get lucky with crits, it feels like. So to get that there, I'm very happy. I'm not going to turn my nose up at that. We'll go straight silver items. As much as... Yeah, as much as I want to do this Crow's Nest, it's fine to hold it, especially with Julian getting a little juiced here. But the board's going to expand, and having 2 more fast weapons, both of these being 4-second weapons, is very nice. I'm not going to roll there, even though Silver Shop is so good. We could potentially find another silver trap, but then we'd have to sell a little bit to buy it. I'll honestly take a poison item that I can sell. And once I sell that, we'll have a little more money for the second half of the day here. And we could easily smack Eccentric Ether right down. Rigged would be an amazing thing. Rigged Bloodhound combination on a wider weapon board is super good. And she has a ticket, which I would very much like. I had another crit there. That's crazy. Well, I hope that luck holds up for the rest of this run. But we can get like rigged Bloodhound combination, stay wide weapon for a while. Losing day 1 sucks because that puts us... Oh, perfect. Okay, jeez. That usually doesn't happen for me. Let's take it. I'm going to keep going and acting like luck is going to be by my side forever. Get a weapon? I honestly will. Sure. And then we can upgrade a bronze. I'm probably... Huh. Yeah, see, this is the tough thing here. It's like, I could upgrade Julian, if that's what I'm going to stick with. But if this is going to be my board for this day, and I'm going to stay wide weapon, I could just upgrade the crest. But only 5% extra? Like, that's so bad. I think they over-nerfed that, to be completely honest with you. And then even Crow's Nest is like, yeah, I would love to upgrade that too. But at the same time, I could just upgrade Zork and get that haste going around. To the point that I think that's what I might do. Yeah, kind of weird. I mean, these are already at silver. 5% extra crit with how much we've been critting is not anything to sneeze at, but at the same time, it's like that extra haste going around is huge. And there's Shark Claws, which we could actually haste him instead and get some scaling out there, which I think is what I'd like to do. As much as I like these weapons being fast, I'm kind of okay. I mean, these crits have been lucky so far, but we shouldn't count on them being lucky at a 10%. To the point that I'd rather take those out, pop you in, and probably go like this so we can spam as much as possible and get scaling as much as possible, and then get those going into the trap so the trap hits harder when it does go off. And a Mantis Shrimp is just always amazing and always possible to build into. Grappling Hook is fine with a Mantis Shrimp build too, but it's only a bronze, so I'm not going to pay too much attention to it. and then we'll just kind of hold the rest of our build for now. And with everything in our inventory, we have a lot of stuff that we can sell on the next day as we really try to finalize what we want to go for here. This guy is trained, which is scary, and a shiny catfish and immediate Tortuga. Wow, with a silver beach ball, and he has come back with that life preserver there, but luckily it's only a bronze, so I'm not too worried about it because we can bonk him down like that, and you can see that haze going crazy from the silver orchid there because it goes for 2-second haze duration. That made us go pretty blicky on it. We didn't even use all of our pop snappers. If it was a 3-second duration still, we probably would have, but that's some nice bonk there. Extra scaling from the shark claws. We get those as silver. And if we get shark claws as silver, then basically the board we have right now can kind of last us until day 7, until 7 wins, I should say. And then usually you kind of need to get something a little better to finalize a better board overall. We'll check the salesman because I don't want really either of those other ones. Musket not bad, but since we're running Treb, we kind of want more weapon spam. I'm not going to roll that. I was kind of thinking of rolling it just for shot glasses dive weights in case we do go for that mantis shrimp a little more. But I'm actually just going to health max here a little bit too. Get as much health early as we can so that when we level up it means even more. We'll slam a Hellbilly because this guy also has a ticket. I would really like a ticket as we're heading towards that day 9. Rigged is so good there at the beginning. I haven't been to the temple except for like I think one time this entire season. I have just not been getting tickets. And by this point I know which encounters have the tickets. I've been going to them, but they're just like, yeah, we're not gonna give you that, little pal. I'm like, okay. When you overheal, shield. Yeah. Do I look like a pig to you? Let's get rid of Crow's Nest. I think we're not gonna go that. I'll hold on to Julian because we could always sub him in instead of Shark Claws later and have him do some work. I mean, already he's at 57. And gonna get higher. We have a good amount of money here, so let's check Aquatic. I would love to get Shark Claws upgraded for this day.
So cute.
Piranha not bad. Lighthouse could be a build, but nothing here I'm too excited about. Clamor is always nice to have in the back pocket, just because it's an instant use, so we can proc some stuff like rigged first time you use an item. So as soon as you start a fight, Clamor goes off, and you can immediately get haste across the board for 1 second on everything. Like, that's nice. But for right now, I think we're chilling. I like this for sure, and I like the crit freeze, but we don't have that much crit right now, so I'm not too worried about it. This is very interesting. An early shatter. We just don't have any guaranteed way to freeze right now. Burn items just in general is not bad for us. Let's go ahead and take Fiery. I wish it was like Final Flame or something that we could put on a right or left side just to hit that with the Treb. But it's not bad. Another fight here is Peak. We can keep getting some more XP, some more gold, and potentially get a shiny Fang. Obviously, Diamond Fangs would be very good for us too. This is one of my favorite fights in the game, to be honest. So I'll have another crack at this tomorrow, right? Because this is the bronze fight for tomorrow? Unless it was today's and I forgot already. But I'm pretty sure it's tomorrow's. Come on, give me that Diamond Fang. Okay. I'll take that. Gold pelt will sell for a good amount, so we have some good money in the pocket there. Which, honestly, you're getting a 69. You're pretty darn good. I think the ability to spam, even though the Shark Claws is not scaling us to a crazy degree at bronze, is still better than the ability to put Julian out there right now. It's later on when you want to have like kind of a perma-haste, like if you have a perma-haste katana going crazy, then you can put Julian instead of the Shark Claws and have some other 2 small weapons that are going really fast too. Like, also I saw this guy with booty cheeks, so I wasn't too scared to just bop him with what we currently have. So we'll see as we keep going forward here. Yeah, great. You have 4 ammo on your Mantis Shrimp that went off 0 times, and you're also barely scaling it. I mean, I'm sure that could be something, but losing that many fights that early when you're trying to go Mantis Shrimp and getting it set up is not very peak for him. The Powder Horn is always good, but not something I think we really particularly need. Sexton's actually kind of sick. Could be very interesting. But for right now, we just keep running what we're running. And I like Mr. Richardson too, but to be honest with you, I don't think Mr. Richardson scales well enough until he gets to gold. I think anything before that, he's kind of just a little lackluster. Like, his silver tier scaling is just not that impressive. So do I have anything that slows this Jamoke? Yeah. It's too bad he's the only thing that slows, because If I'm going to use it, I'll transform it. So, unfortune's there. We'll roll this. I'm looking for some more little damage ups across the board that we can shove on big boy here. A little extra money we can put in a Julian. Let's get rid of you for a second. Just 'cause I would like Junkyard Club. Yeah, reconnect me. Thanks. You know what I will say at least is that that stuff actually reconnects pretty quick nowadays, because for a long time there with this game, it was like, oh, reconnecting, and you're like, okay, great. Am I going to exit to the main menu and come back in, or am I going to have to literally restart my entire client? Like, neither one very good option. I'm gonna look at Harkubian here. As much as I said I love Sabretooth and I would like to go for it again, I would rather look for the chance of getting either just Rocket Boots here, which we can just shove in Zorkit, which is nice. But more than that, a Gold Shadow Cloak could actually go kind of crazy. Because if I just Gold Shadow Cloak a Katana, then I don't have to put the Katana next to the Zorkit anymore for it to get Perma Haste and Perma Scaling. Darn. And then it would be a permanent 1-second Katana, which would just go crazy for the Treb, while other things can get the haste from the Zorkit. Let's take a silver weapon, because it could be a Treb, or it could be a Long John that I very much so don't want to play. I'm hoping we can get, I was going to say, a couple improvements like this to silver or this to gold on this day before we fight. But a Pearl is too crazy to pass up this early, because it could really give us something run-defining. Double crit damage. 7 seconds though. Lifesteal's nice. With scaling. Man, if you have double scaling or crazy scaling on that thing, like Julian goes off once, that thing could lifesteal for a lot. But simultaneously, it's just a 7-second cooldown is kind of long when you're trying to run a Treb build at the current moment, which is kind of what's putting me off from it. Especially when this is our scaling right now. I could definitely make it work, but I'm not going to go too crazy on it. I love Incense when I play Mac, especially on a gold one. Like starting gold, slowing 3. If we did want to pivot to a Mantis Shrimp, it could be kind of peak, actually. But I'm not too crazy about it. Okay, now let me upgrade my Coral. That's what Pearl is useful for. Potions of +1 ammo. You know, I don't think I'm really a potion guy. That's interesting. When you haste or freeze charge this 2 seconds, and Adelatl is just interesting too. With the Julian, if we are really going to go Julian later and have him go off and the Adelatl just starts fragging. Let me think though, with haste or freeze. So as much as you're hasting, you can charge this guy. 10-second though. Because I could just Adelatl Julian later and like have him go crazy. I like the idea of it. I'm gonna look into it. We'll see. Because again, I can make that a 1-second weapon with Julian on the board. And that could go insane. Let's look for any shield enchants that we could find on something. Oh my god, Shielded Catfish is such a great item. Anything that can scale. Yeah. Thanks, bro. Let me grab that really quick at 120 shield because I fall below half health. That's really going crazy with it. Submersible is actually pretty good too with Trap because it becomes a 3-second cooldown. But just with what we're going here, I don't think that's gonna be what we're sticking. But to be completely honest with you here, I'm gonna leave the shop and check really quick. Passing up the submersible is interesting. This guy's also on 3, so I kind of want to do our board that we have right now instead of experimenting. But the thing that I could do is go like this. So we could charge this, you know, haste it, excuse me. This is going off like crazy, and once this goes off at +95s to Adelatl, which then would just go crazy down and cool down. I mean, already it's down to 8.8 from 9.4 just from getting 10 extra damage, right? The only problem I have with that is we don't have our Pop Snappers to charge this Zorkit some more, and other quick weapons making this go off. And this guy's doing well, so I'd rather stick with the build that's been winning for us, even if we didn't improve it very much on this day, with the ability. He has crit scaling damage. He's wide weapon as well. Yeah, that's actually quite scary because that's at 43%, so that's going to be some nice scaling for him. Rigged is going to be a nice start for us there, but then we need Zorkit to go off again. Okay, should be good. Yep, perfect. Okay, get to 4. Not too much struggle there. Although that guy definitely has a scary build, and as he goes, it's going to get even scarier. But taking him out there gets us to 4, and now we have the opportunity to really pivot into something else, especially as we can put a good amount more money into Julian. What's a relic that could open this up? Sure, it costs 2. I'll shove it in there. What? Don't take that to context. Blank slate. Use an adjacent relic. Charge this 1 second. Well, I was gonna say, is Atlatl a relic? Yeah, it is. It fascinatingly is. 1 second Atlatl cranking a blank slate. Problem is I have to finish all these quests, and I don't particularly want to do that. Especially when I don't have the ability to make regen on Vanessa easily. Especially now with what I currently have. Neither do I have anything for freeze. So I have something for slow, but not great. I do have some burn going out. And no poison. Yeah, I'm like, I don't think so. This is also a relic. It is nerfed now. It is very interesting, though. Like, we could do wide weapon Vanessas with these, like, quirky as heck weapons that aren't even ours. Earrings is also a great item. It's funny to me when they're like, hey, go to the relic shop. Here's the antiquarian, right? And you're like, oh, yeah, let's just check out what relics. And it's just all Mac items, because most of the relics in the game belong to Mac. This is actually interesting, too. If you were going Julian. Which I think because you're still at bronze. I'm just not vibing with you anymore. We might find one at silver, and then we could put it in, right? But while it's not, I'm going to go ahead and trade some stuff out here. We really need to get Julian upgraded. That's like our biggest thing we're chasing down. And I'm just looking at this shop. Like, I could go that instead. We don't have to go for the Treb here. We could sub that out for a few other things and go crazy. Can I get rigged upgrade? Yes, that's 2 seconds of haste. First time we use an item, so after 2 seconds right now, so 2 second start there, which is just huge for Julian. He's over 100 damage. And when your weapons gains haste, if it's already hasted. Yeah, that's just another way to scale. First time you use a large item, slow 2 items is also super good for locking our enemies down a little bit. Let's go ahead and grab that.
But I'll keep you as long as I can.
And we'll try to fight Foreman here. He's a good middle enemy that I can look at and see how we look with this Julian. The biggest thing is the only burn we have coming out now is from our Treb to go to that Zork. At the same time, look at that. Julian stays hasted all the way till he goes off. And this goes to a 3-second cooldown as soon as Julian goes off.
You better not tell my
Which is
guy.
pretty darn good. We just need a little more damage on Julian. And this thing will bop itself straight to a 1-second cooldown. And then we just need Julian to go off as quick as possible. If we could get some skills that could charge him, that would be pretty peak. Sells items. You sure do, buddy. Which means you could sell a Julian. Wow, they are speaking to my soul right now with a silver silencer and silver crow's nest. They knows how much I love single weapon builds. And the thing is, I literally could pivot to it and try to go single weapon Atlatl with silencer, crow's nest, Julian. Just I don't have anything to haste it all besides this Orchid right now, except for you. Hasty out to the right of this for 2 seconds, so I could every 6 seconds haste Julian 2. It's just too slow of a start right now. Okay. I wish this was like old logging poster where it had a purpose of getting the upgrades for it, but I mean, you're not putting it on board most of the time, so it really doesn't nowadays. Can I get an upgraded Treb here? That would be absolutely peak. I would like that a lot. Oh, yeah. I was like, you're jorking me. We just did a cauterizing blade build literally yesterday. Not that I'm still against going for it again, because it's an amazing weapon. But at the same time, man, at the same time, maybe that is the tech. Let me think about this. God, I need actually all the money I can get to buy this. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. Don't want to lose Mogging Poster, but I fear that's where we live, so that kind of sucks. But we have to get this upgrade. Putting that to gold is just so much of a damage spike for us. Over 100 damage on it now. We just have to do that to give it the best chance of rushing down this next days as possible. I really wish we could have got Julian upgraded. This still does interest me, but I couldn't do it because that would only get me to 7 selling these two. Yeah, we'll still keep that in mind. That could be an amazing weapon for this build later. Now, Julian's up to 121. All right.
We're out to dethrone a king.
It's not a bad pivot. I really want to get Julian to silver and then gold as quickly as we can because it takes just straight seconds off his cooldown. He's at 1430 health. Oh, he's just straight Jabalian at this point. That's scary. He's only at 3, but at the same time. Okay, let's see. Julian goes off, and then that becomes a 2.1 second cooldown. Nice. Okay. If we can beat a Jabalian, and he's not like peak Jabalian yet, he doesn't even have a yo-yo. If he had a yo-yo, we probably just lose there, right? But regardless, we did beat him. And Julian going off once, but this is 2.1, so we're almost to the point that Julian goes off, immediately puts this to a 1 second cooldown. And once that happens, we're pretty golden, because then this Adelatl will go off so fast, in combination with a fully hasted Zorkid and Katana, is what I'm trying to say, that this Tread build is going to go so quickly, and that we could stick it out to a 10 if we just get some good enchants and whatnot. Smalls. I'm at the point where I will start getting a little bit of chocolate. I'm only going to do some bronzes, but we're about to level, so we might as well throw a little more health on the board. And a relax shield. No, I'll check weapons in case we can get like a Zorkid upgrade. I'll roll just in case I get a Zorkid, or that's an Obsidian Shark Claws. It's just not what we want because now Julian is our scaling, and we want to use the Adelatl with that. If it was ammo item, no. Freeze each fight, haste 2 items. Let's go ahead and just grab Burn Goes to Freeze. I mean, that's, what, a 3 second lockdown on an item? That's pretty huge. Ghost Pepper kind of scares me sometimes. I'm just going to beat up Joyful Jack. I was saying something. No, I forgot what I was saying. Yeah, I'm not sure. But, point being, we're doing quite well here. We need to get as much money in Julian and then just get his cooldowns down as quickly as we can, and we can be somewhere really good. I think I was kind of saying we just need good enchantments and to keep getting our items upgraded, just little bits here and there with good skills, and we can roll this to a 7 pretty easily with a build like this. And then beyond that is definitely possible. Poppy Field is also cool as heck. She buys our large items for +3 value, so if we're gonna sell the Poppy Field, we want to do it in this Merchants. Love Integrated. One of the coolest new items, I think. Really opens up a lot of builds. But I honestly like what we have a lot. There we go. Perfect. Okay. So Poppy Field would be super, super cool. You know, especially with if you could have a 1 second Adelatl and a Katana. So you could literally put the Poppy Field in instead of Trebuchet. And then once this goes off, you know, this is going on a 1 second. This is going crazy, hasting these two. This is always going at basically a 1 second. But then we wouldn't have the burn to proc the Zorkid more often. Yeah, and we wouldn't have the damage coming off of the Treb to, like, get the enemy bursted down. So that's just kind of the problem with that. We'll just take the XP here. Of course, we can't quite reach another level, which really sucks. If I could have got to level 9 there, that would be absolutely peak. I don't think you're ever coming in. At this point, our build is kind of set in stone at the current moment, but that could change if you see that item that just really clicks. Basically have the same amount of health. He does have a freeze as well, but his is off a slow, mine is off a burn, so once Trebuchet goes there, not the best thing. We could have froze there, and we should still be able to beat him up pretty good. Yeah, there we go. Look at that burst right there. It's great. This is, again, going to be a Bloodhound build down to 1 second, by the way, on Adelatl, now that we have Julian high enough. So we can get Bloodhound, get that burst going out. It'd be really sick. It's like the biggest perk we can get that can just immediately climb us like probably 2 more free fights just because of the burst it can provide. Really want Zork upgraded. Have a good bit of extra cash on me, though, to the point that I'm willing to go ahead and hit a 10er for this. Ooh, which makes me wish I kind of didn't there now, because now there's pull and I had a chance to get this guy to diamond. It cost 24 for a large gold, but that's fine. That's fine. Shelter 4, straight into Julian. He's getting kind of thick. If we get an Obsidian enchant, obviously you want to put that on your weapons, but at the same time, with Julian, you just put Obsidian on him whenever you can, because it doubles his damage boost. Which I've said this before and I'll say it again. I think that's something they should do with all weapons, or all items that damage scale. Like at the beginning of this game, one of the items we could have got was a Honing Steel, and for some reason Obsidian Honing Steel just does like 20 damage.
Waste of
And it's like,
gunpowder.
why doesn't it just have double damage scaling bonus? Because Honing Steel is something you don't really run more than like mid-game a lot of the time. How much does rigged going to diamond cost? 29. I'm gonna check as much as I want that. Okay. Sure, I'll take 5 damage across the board. Starting off. I mean, that puts us at a lower cooldown. Oh. Papa's ready to level.
Now this
Oh, I
is
think we
how
got the
you
max
win
there.
a war.
Okay, and there's Obsidian. Radiant's super strong too, especially with something like a Hasted Katana, because then we can always get it blasting. But you can see here, Julian is going to go from whatever he was at, like 200 or whatever it was, and now he's at 338. So everything we sell, every 1 gold goes into him, is worth 2 now. So we find a big item, like a big diamond, off an enemy, and that's going to be double its value, just straight into Julian. It's the kind of stuff you're looking for. Upgrade a friend, your other items getting... Oh no. We need to burst this guy before we get our stuff destroyed, or just have Julian go off at least once? Okay. Sure. I was like, no matter what he destroys here, as long as Julian goes off once, we should be completely fine. Even if he destroyed the Treb, since Julian went off, this is a 1 second, this is still a 2 second with some haste coming out, and the Zork is getting buffed itself. You got to remember from Julian. So, there we go. Up to 7. Really do still want Bloodhound. Some other skills is what can really take this over the next level. And Pygmalion. A fort. Fort is funny. Items with a cooldown of 8 seconds or greater have +1 multicast. It's funny because it's literally possible to be good. What the heck? My trebuchet is fusing into the rug right there in the bottom left. So we can do fort instead of treb. I mean, it's not going to... Well, actually, it would give an extra second to Zork, which would make it double cast. Julian would double cast the biggest thing. But then this would lose its double cast as soon as Julian goes off. It's very funny. I'm going to roll here because he might have an Addle-Addle. A yo-yo. Okay, a yo-yo is fascinating. As much as I like the Addle-Addle, you have a yo-yo just right here. This is always going off, right? It's getting the haste out of it. Everything's charging this, and you have like an endless chain right here. And then you can just put a slingshot in, which isn't very good, but like it's doing something. I'm gonna test this out on a PvE fight really quick. We'll see what we get. Nice, that sells for a good bit. I mean, that's 8 gold, right? But no, it's actually 16, so 352 goes to 368 off selling 1 cannonball, my dude. We really want Big Ego. It's weird this guy's just a bronze fight now, but Big Ego gets all our weapons lifesteal. That would be something that could easily set us over the top. So you'll see this yo-yo chain here. Yeah, see what the haste going off, and we could get that yo-yo to gold right there when Julian goes off. It really kicks up. It's kind of like a budget Jabalian drum, to be completely honest with you. We're making our own Jabalian drum is kind of what this is, because it's just like hasting everything, and then damage scaling, but off of Julian instead, and then just having all the weapons chain off each other, which is just really funny. Anything I can get to keep my items going is just really peak. This one, unfortunately, is half health, which I don't want to have to fall below half health. Use an item each fight. He's 2 aquatic items. You're only aquatic item, but you getting hasted isn't even that bad. Haste 1 burn item for 2 seconds. I don't hate this, because this puts more haste onto Zork, which is harder to get haste on Zork. You know, we can immediately start it with... Didn't this say it was 2 seconds when I got a gold? Am I crazy? Didn't I get gold rigged and it said 2 seconds? Maybe that's just a text glitched because I feel like it should be at gold. Regardless, let's just take some free chakras here. And okay. Get our health up before we go into this fight. And again, I'll probably just get my health up even more. I can just do 25 damage to start with, which isn't bad. But I'd rather just get this up. It's all about Julian going off. We need to get his cooldown down, so we need to get him upgraded even more. I think this is what we're going to be running. I mean, the yo-yo is just so good. This guy's also doing really good. Most likely he's either using some of the new Vanessa items or just weapon rush down similar to us. He's actually going... It's a gold life preserver. Scary as heck. Oh, God. And all this freeze is going to come out when that thing goes off. We might be a little cooked here. Julian's taking a little too long to go off. And that freeze is going to be, yeah, just our big counter to us because this life preserver still hasn't gone off. And now... Oh, my God. I guess it did go off. Did I bomb him that hard? That is so much poison. We were one tick away from dying there. Well, even through freeze there. Oh, he has the Bloodhound. This is the skill we want. 1884, 1320. Oh, yeah, that is beautiful. I didn't even realize we had gone through his preserver. That happens to me all the time. You could do that too when you're in a fight and you see they have a preserver and you're like, oh, that thing's going to be crazy when it goes off. But then you're so looking at your own health bar and everything. And then it happens and you're just like, what? Did it go through? I want to check pole to get this to diamond. You just don't have to spend on a roll if I don't have it on the first page. And skills here, like I said, I have to check skills because like if we just find a random Bloodhound or like a crazy monster skill, this build can go to the moon. Leftmost item each fight, haste one item. I like that. I like that. But I like that too. I don't have a vehicle. There's so much potential of stuff in here. Wow. Very late to get that going anyways. If you have at least 7 items, your items have their cooldowns reduced by 5%. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No reason to upgrade that. It doesn't go any longer duration. It's just more aquatic items, which we don't need. We're not going to have 7 items in play at any point. Almost certainly. Unless we were going to trade this down for 2 smalls. So I'm just not even going to waste too much time on it. A small friend could be Zorkid. But I'm going to keep health maxing. Since we're getting closer to 10 here, we're kind of at the point where we just need to send every cent we get into Julian and every cent we can spend on health on it. We really want to get the cooldowns here, by the way. 4% on everything would be key. But look at that immediate rig going crazy. I think that was 2 seconds from right there, right? I'm not crazy. I'm pretty sure it was. Also, genuinely, although I want so many upgrades, I might honestly upgrade Yo-Yo if I could get it. Because it's going off like crazy and just fueling the heck out of this Treb. And once it goes to gold, it gets a 3-second charge on it. So if we could charge it that much... This could be a Treb. I'm going to take a chance. Oh yeah, it's just going to be a Aranya. But that's fine. More stuff we can sell into our Julian. Burn item also technically can be a Treb. But let's just check out items in general because we need to get Julian upgraded. So that's what we're going to look for. I love Tropical Island. Considered holding on to that because it's a pretty fast item. Could actually go kind of blicko with it, but... Oh my gourd. We're not running high aquatic, so I don't really care too much to go there. That's top. Just taking health is like the biggest thing for us. The Immortal, this guy's doing really well too. Kind of scares me. We were able to beat the last guy, even though he had some good freeze on us. But we're gonna run into that person at some point here. Yeah, this guy's foreboding winds and knife tricks. Oh yeah, I'm gonna just bonk myself down here because I'm not gonna be able to get my Julian off fast enough to get enough damage to kill him through the cheesing he's doing.
Fall like a boulder. I flow
Yeah.
like the waves.
I mean that's just kind of an L on Tempo's part. They gotta take stuff like that out of the game. To be completely honest with you, I don't like the whole concept. That's hot as heck.
Seagate is a fine place to retire, but I do miss the spotlight.
Just thinking here, I'm like, we gotta get Julian down. As much as I want to get this yo-yo upgraded, we gotta get Julian down because we're gonna hit level 13. We can level up any item. So now that he's gold, we can just put him to diamond immediately, and that'll be a huge difference maker for us. Just, give me the Bree chalkies here. Why not? 120 health, nothing to sneeze at. We're not even really critting. We have a 1% crit chance, and nothing really raising it. But I really just want the cooldowns from this guy, to be completely honest with you. And I'm honestly, well, it doesn't seem at the point where I might even consider putting energy potion in. But I have so much upfront haste with rigged and stuff, I don't really need that, because this guy even himself did 552 damage there, because once Julian goes off, he just blasts out a big shot. He doesn't have that much ammo is the problem. But regardless.
Well,
Really do want to do the Treb, but again, upgrading Treb is just going to give it more base damage and burn, whereas upgrading Julian gives everything more base damage, right? So that was a perfect day for us to get Julian up. If we had that on the last fight, we genuinely could have beat the guy, because we could have walked in, had Julian go off, got enough damage to bonk him down before he could strike us back and kill us. Extra XP is always great, but free loot item is just too good to pass up. I wish we had something freezing, because that's crazy that it hit a snowflake. But 9% just in general is absolutely nuts. Burn's good too, regen's fine. Ammo, I mean, we could put it on our slingshot, but not really what I'm looking for. This is actually fascinating more than the slingshot to me. It's only a second longer cooldown. It's obsidian, so it's going to scale double. We're going to bring Julian down here, by the way, again. 7.3 now. So he just went down like 2.7 seconds since that last day's fight. And against 4 Mac, who I'm a level up on, I'm feeling pretty good. This is a gold letter opener too, by the way. You don't really play much Mac if you don't see this item too often. Okay, he's got a femur. Yep, he's femur. Just coming. So he probably started winning here. But this thing can crit 100% crit chance 3 times. So you see it's going to hit for 2,000 here when it goes off. If it goes off without me dying. Yep, right there. Oh my god. Julian went off again, so that's why I'm saying put this thing in. Even though I'm permaslowed like that, it's kind of just helping my case, because that let Julian go off twice on this guy, and he comes in, unsung hero. Let's just do 4,000 damage real quick with my freaking letter opener. Sure. Why not? Guess it's good to get mail, and that's the thing you're going to be using to pop it straight open. Smalls don't really appeal for me, especially because we're going for 10 here. We just need to blast as much health as possible. Losing that one fight really sucked, because we could be at 10 right now, which I would really wish we were. Mediums I don't really care about, because it's just really Katana we'd be looking for there. Health maxing, like we just said, is going to be the way to go. Frustrate Champion could do some stuff for us, but more than anything, we're just going to look at Lord of the Waste, because now at this point, we can get Foreboding Winds, and that 4,000 damage just cranked out of this guy could have been doubled if we had this skill. And he could possibly give us another Obsidian letter opener.
To the Bazaar. Do not
There is one problem. If he drops Toxic letter opener. Okay, he's not. That's perfect, more cooldown. If he dropped Toxic letter opener, what would happen if I picked it up is it would go onto this one and make it diamond, and it would overwrite the obsidian with Toxic. So I'd probably just skip it if that were to happen. I like crit skills, but diamond skills in general could be just completely run changing. So far, no. We have some money we can roll. Time to use your leftmost item each fight haste one item. Leftmost item each fight. Okay. So I think we want to reconfigure a little bit then. We're just going to turn everything around. Really? Because we want that Treb to be on the left. We'd love like the yo-yo to be on the left, but obviously that's not optimal. Really like large item idea. So we could just try to get Treb upgraded, but okay. We'll go to a portal.
With great sacrifice comes great reward.
I can just sell a ritual dagger really quick. Trying to get as much money into Julian as we can. We were trying to get as much health as we could before this day was over. So Julian's at 516 now on a 7-second cooldown with a lot of haste. You're 1.9, you're 3.8, you're 9.6, 4.8 there. So peak, we just get Julian to go off once, and that letter opener can just a huge crit and hopefully one-tap this guy. Him having a bunch of slow, which the Vanessas do a lot of the time right now, scares the heck out of me. Oh gosh, is he... Oh, this is gonna... Oh yeah, guess I'll die. Guess I'll die, because he has a good chance to. Just no universe in which I could burst this down, I don't think. Oh my god!
Less blunder.
That was getting really close. Oh my god, look, this is about to go off. And that plasma grenade went off, it set the keg off and we lost. Okay. but not gonna happen. We're gonna grab ourselves a beautiful 10 banger there. And look at that, 180320. This is the unsung hero just coming at the last second. This obsidian letter opener. Really funny there. I love that. Julian, nowhere close to the thickest Julian I have. I think I have a Julian at over 2,000 one time. That was just peak coming in there.
All of this is just
And that's kind of what I'm saying
training.
with a wide weapon build
A
like this.
real
Without
fight
even
is
having
like
Bloodhound,
Pelago.
we kind of made our own like makeshift Jabalian drum build. We had haste going off from rigged, which is showing as silver, but it was a golden rigged, as you saw through the gameplay. That's kind of weird that it's bugging like that, but you saw it. You were there. The yo-yo find was absolutely amazing. When we had the Adeladal in, it was a great idea too. But looking at what weapons you can get from different characters in any build and knowing where you can put them in is what any good Bazaar player is going to be able to do, which is why it's good to play the other characters. I've been really only doing Vanessa this season, because I haven't played a ton, but I've also really been liking her new items, and I just like her gameplay loop right now. She just feels very strong in the current meta because of that. We don't even have like a lot of maxed out items, but for the most part, we had enough rushdown that we could just get through almost anybody. And even right there, that guy was really close when we barely had any lockdown on us, right? Just a little bit of a freeze and whatnot. I'll open a few chests for you here if you want to stick around, or sins. What do we got? 4. Pop those open. But that was very good. I will say here, you did enjoy the video. Make sure you are subscribing. Most people that watch these videos are not subscribed, but I am making these daily whenever possible. So, if you'd like to see these every single day, go ahead and make sure you are subscribed and liking the videos, commenting, all that stuff really does help. And if you want to see the rest of the videos I've made on this season, I've used a lot of the new Vanessa items in several different builds, checked out some nerfed perks like Toxic Flame and showed how it's still disgustingly strong. So if you want to see anything like that, go check my videos from the past few days out. I think you'd really enjoy those as well. But if you pop this last one open, cool, let me get a second catfish. Thanks, pal. I really do hope you guys did enjoy. Check out the links in the description if you want to check out my Discord or my advanced GG link. That is going to do it for me today. So as always, have a great day.